I held the NBA All-Star game in Madden 23. Well, sort of. Let me break down the rules to make it more simple for you. Every NBA position has an equivalent to an NFL position. The point guard will be the quarterback, the shooting guard will be the running back, the small forward will be the wide receiver, the power forward will be the tight end, and the center is the center. Now how this works is I took 5 starters from both All-Star teams and put them in a franchise mode, and I'm going to see who comes out with the better record at the end of the NFL season, and they are the All-Star winner. Let me introduce you to the teams. I will only be showing the starters, and starting off with our starting quarterback, we got Steph Curry, who is a 99 overall. Yes, I'm making every single All-Star 99 overall. I'm not making no specific advantages to one team. Every single All-Star will be a 99 overall to make it as fair as possible. Next, we have the shooting guard, who is Ja Morant, who will be playing as our starting running back. He is also a 99 overall. Next, we have the small forward, who is Andrew Wiggins, and he will be playing as our main wide receiver, 99 overall as always. Next off, we have the team captain and power forward LeBron James, who will be playing as our main tight end. And lastly, the starting center, who will be playing center, is Nikola Jokic, once again at 99 overall. Now obviously this is based off of last season's All-Star game, because this season it hasn't happened yet, but if y'all want one for this season when the All-Star game comes out, let me know in the comments down below. Without further ado, let's start this franchise mode and see which All-Star team comes down on top. So obviously we're going to skip to the preseason, we're going to sim to the regular season, because who cares about the preseason? We're going to sim ahead. I don't even care if we win or lose the preseason. It really starts from week 1. Alright, so we are in week 1 and we are facing the Raiders. Now I won't simulate every single week because that will take too long. So the farthest I can go to is to the mid-season. So I will see you guys in the mid-season where we can check every player's stats. We're going to look at the league standings, our actual record, our team stats, and hopefully we're doing good to make it to the playoffs, because the ultimate goal is the Super Bowl. But hey, let's just see who has a good record at the mid-season. Alright man, we are in the mid-season bye in week 8. You can see last week we smoked the Seahawks 42-28. Now look, before we even look at the individual stats, the team stats, the upgrades and stuff like that, let's look at the actual standings to see where we actually stand. So if we view the standings for the overall NFL, let's see, are we top 10? We're not top 7. Okay, let's keep scrolling. We're not top 10. Oh, this is bad. We are currently 14th with a 4-3 record in the AFC West. I mean, we are still positive, so it's not like there's nothing to fret, you know what I'm saying? Plus, everyone up until 9th has a 4-3 record. So technically, we are tied 9th with everyone else in the league. So technically, we are still on track to make the playoffs, but we do have to step it up in the final half of the season. Now it's time to look at the individual stats. It's actually looking pretty good for Steph Curry so far. Herbert has gone up to a 92 overall. Herbert's going crazy, bro, and even our third string went up to a 64. Nothing seems to have gone down for him so far, so it's looking like he's on track. You know what I'm saying? You know, his stamina went down to a 94, but hey, his injury went up to a 97. I don't think that's a good thing, bro. Next is our running backs, and literally everyone went up. You see, Ja Morant is still a 99. It's literally impossible to go up, but Eckler went up to a 90. He went up to a 77, up to a 74, up to a 72. Let's see, did Ja drop any stats? Hopefully not, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep on scrolling. Everything's looking decent so far. I don't see any downgrades. His stamina reduced to a 94 and his injury went up. Next is our wide receivers. Wiggins is still a 99, you know what I'm saying? Everyone seems to be going up. I don't see any downgrades, which is a very good sign, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes players start to decline as the season progresses. Let's just see Wiggins. Did anything go down apart from his injury or stamina? If nothing else went down apart from stamina, bro, I'm not too worried. Just seems like stamina and injuries going up. Alright, next is the tight ends, and everybody is going up. Even the last string players is actually looking really good so far. This team is actually doing pretty decent. Once again, I don't think LeBron dropped any stats, you know. Oh, he actually went up in impact blocking, which is a good sign. That's getting better at his blocking game. And obviously the stamina injury went up. I'll have to to the center, Nikola Jokic, and even the other center went up to a 92. Our centers are looking crazy, bro. Our backup is a 92. This guy can start on practically any NFL team and he's a backup, bro. It's looking pretty good. Now let's see, Jokic, did anything go up or down? touchdown. Let's keep on scrolling. His stamina went down, obviously his injury went up, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's looking pretty decent so far. Plus we still have a winning record. Alright, let's look at the stats. Steph Curry got a whopping 2,000 yards, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's looking fire, bro. With 132 pass completions and 194 attempts. He has a 68 pass completion rate. That's looking fire. With 15 touchdowns, Steph Curry is going crazy. Ja Morant with 128 carries for 620 yards. He averages 4.8 yards per carry. It could be better, but hey, he has 12 rushing touchdowns, so there's not much I could complain about, you know what I'm saying? Next we have Steph Curry. He doesn't like to scramble a lot, but hey, 25 is still quite a lot with 112 yards. So Steph Curry is a scrambling quarterback. Let me find out, bro. He averages 4.5 per carry. Yo, Steph Curry is going crazy. That's literally just a little less than Ja Morant, but he has no rushing touchdowns. Into the receiving yards, and Wiggins is going crazy again, bro. He has 27 receptions for 590 total yards. He averages 21 yards per carry. Oh my god, he's going crazy, bro. He averages 84 yards per game, and he has 5 receiving touchdowns, bro. He's going crazy. Obviously, we can't forget about LeBron James, our starting tight end now, who has 40 receptions for 543 total yards. He averages 13 per reception, and he averages 77 yards per game, one less receiving touchdown before than Andrew Wiggins. LeBron James is holding his own. Y'all gotta remember, he's 38 years old, bro, and he's doing this. He's going crazy. And we can't forget, even though Ja Morant is a running back, he can still catch the ball because he does have 15 receptions for 268 total yards. He averages 17 yards per reception, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Ja Morant could low-key play receiver too, but I'll put him at the running back position because we have to put someone on the running back, you know what I'm saying? He averages 38 yards per game, and he has 1 receiving touchdown as a running back. I ain't too mad at that. There's only one thing left to do. It is time to sim to the playoffs and see if we can actually clinch a spot and to see our actual final result. As you can see, we are still second in the AFC West, so as things stand right now, we do have a playoff spot, but we're only halfway through the season. Let's finish off the season strong, boys. Come on. Alright, man, we simulated through the entire season, and y'all can see we ended up first in the AFC West with an 11-6 record, bro. We went crazy in the second half. You know, we gotta look at the stats for the entire season, bro. Curry finished off with 4,000 passing yards, 319 completions with a 63% completion rate, and 42 touchdowns with 11 interceptions. It's alright with the interceptions. You can throw 11 interceptions if you throw 42 passing touchdowns. Curry went crazy. Leading the team in rushing is obviously Ja Morant, bro. He had 264 carries for 1,596 rushing yards, averaging 6 yards per carry with 22 rushing touchdowns. Second was Austin Eckler, followed by Steph Curry, and yeah, let's move on. Leading the team with receiving is not Wiggins anymore. It's actually LeBron James with 76 receptions for 988 total yards. He averaged 13 yards per reception, 61 yards per game with 7 receiving touchdowns. Coming at number 3 is Andrew Wiggins, who had 44 total receptions for 845 total yards. He averaged 19 yards per reception with 70 yards per game and 8 receiving touchdowns. So although he does have more touchdowns than LeBron, he had a lot yet less yards. And over here, Ja Morant, for a running back, he did crazy good. A running back with 38 receptions for 626 total yards is crazy. He averaged 16.5 yards per reception, 39 yards per game with 5 receiving touchdowns. As a running back, that's really good. And lastly, let's look at the yearly award for the MVP. Jalen Hurts got the MVP. Let's see, who was our closest player to MVP? It was, let's keep scrolling, damn, it was Steph Curry, who was 8th overall. Hey, I ain't too mad at that. We didn't get the MVP. At least we're top 10. And like coach of the year, where are we at, bro? Come on, bro. We're in 5th. It's alright, bro. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Staley, really, it's Aussie behind him, bro. But I just let him get the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? But hey, 5th overall coach, I ain't too mad. This team ended up with an 11-6 record. Let's see if Team Durant can do better. Alright, man, now it is time for Team Durant. Obviously, LeBron used the Chargers because he's on the Lakers, so I used the Los Angeles Chargers, but now it's time to take it to Brooklyn with Team Kevin Durant. So obviously I'm gonna use the New York Jets, and we're in the AFC East. We skipped through the preseason, so our very first game in the regular season is against the Baltimore Ravens. Now obviously I'm gonna simulate through mid-season, and let's see. Last time the Chargers were 4-3 in mid-season. Let's see where the Jets end up in the exact same spot. Come on, hopefully we can either be 4-3 or better. Now obviously I'm not picking sides. I'm just trying to see which all-star team would do better in the NFL. So without further ado, let's get into the mid-season looks. Alright man, now we are in mid-season, and look, the last game we barely beat the Broncos 32-30, but a dub is a dub. And y'all can see in the standings our record is 3-4. So far at mid-season, Team LeBron was doing better because they had a 4-3 record, and now we reverse it and we have a losing 3-4 record. Obviously things can turn out completely different in the second half of the season, but before I even simulate through that, let's look at the stats to see where our players and our team are doing at the midway point of the NFL season. Now obviously you can see we're third in the AFC East, just behind the Bills and the Dolphins. But if you look at the entire NFL standings, where do we stand? Let me find out real quick. So we are, let's try and find the Jets. We're just outside of a playoff spot, but it's all right, bro. We're only halfway through. We're 18th in the league, but obviously we still have a losing record. If we can get back to winning ways and get a positive record, I believe we can make the playoffs. But the real question is, can we beat that record that was set by Team LeBron? Alright man, now it's time to simulate to the end of the season, bro. We have a 3-4 record. Hopefully they can come back, get back to winning ways, and let's see what their final record is going to be. If you don't even clinch a playoff spot, it's over. But y'all gotta remember, Team LeBron, aka the Chargers record, was an 11-6 record. So anything less than that is technically a failure. And would you look at that, the final game of the season, we beat the Dolphins 28-21, meaning the Jets are finishing off with a 12-5 record. So technically Team Kevin Durant, aka New York Jets, had a better record than Team LeBron, aka the Chargers, because Team LeBron was 11-6. We're 12-5. One more win, one less loss. So technically Team Kevin Durant wins the All-Star game / All-Star competition in the NFL. Team Durant went crazy. I remember midway through we had a losing record. Now bro, I gotta check the stats, bro. We really turned up in the second half of the season. Alright man, now for the passing yards, it seems that we really shared the rock around. It wasn't always Trae Young starting because Zach Wilson did get a lot of snaps, bro, but ultimately Trae Young got 2,300 passing yards. He had 165 completions with 274 pass attempts, meaning he had a 60% pass completion rate for 26 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Remember, Steph Curry threw 11 interceptions. He only threw 3 the entire time with more touchdowns. It makes sense why they won more games. More touchdowns, less interceptions equals more wins. In terms of the rushing yards, obviously DeMar DeRozan had to lead the pack with 158 carries for 946 total yards. He didn't crack 1,000, but 946 is definitely really good. He averaged 6 yards per carry with 9 rushing touchdowns as a whole, bro, and he averaged 94.6 yards per game. Trae Young had a really good rushing season because he had 21 carries as the quarterback for 113 total yards. He averaged 5.4 yards per carry. He didn't get any rushing touchdowns, but he averaged 11 rushing yards per game, so he can use his feet. Over here we got Kevin Durant. Even though he's a wide receiver, he was rushing the ball a few times because he did get 11 carries throughout the entire season for 56 yards. It ain't too much, only averaging 5.1 yards per carry, but y'all gotta remember, he's a receiver. He shouldn't even be rushing in the first place, so the fact that he came back to help the rushing game is crazy. And lastly, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the starting tight end. For rushing terms, he ain't do the best, but hey, he is a tight end, so he's supposed to be catching them shits instead of rushing. He had 7 carries for 31 total yards. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the most. 4.4 yards per carry with only 2 yards per game, but y'all gotta remember, he's not a running back, he's a tight end. In terms of receiving, Garrett Wilson actually beat all the NBA players. That's crazy because he had 970 total yards. But coming in second place is Kevin Durant with 45 receptions for 830 yards. So he he had a lot less receptions, but not that many less yards. So technically his ratio is better, but you can see he averaged 18 yards per carry when he only averaged 13, and he got 59 yards per game when he got 60. So I'm gonna lie, technically Kevin Durant has a better ratio, but since he got less carries, he got less yards. You know what I'm saying? He finished off with 12 receiving touchdowns. So yes, I would say Kevin Durant did have a better season than Garrett Wilson, just like Garrett Wilson just got a lot more catches, probably because Kevin Durant was double teamed. You know, being a 99 overall, he's most likely gonna get double teamed. And coming in third place is a tight end Giannis Antetokounmpo with 47 total receptions for 812 total yards. He averaged 17.3 yards per reception and 58 yards per game with 7 receiving touchdowns. So even Giannis had more touchdowns when it comes to receiving than Garrett Wilson, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Wilson just got a lot of receptions, bro. I'm guessing they really double teamed Kevin Durant and Giannis, bro. That's why Wilson went crazy. But hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. A 12-5 record doesn't matter who won in terms of receiving, as long as the whole team won. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who won MVP. Lamar Jackson won the MVP. Let's see who our highest player was. Let's scroll. Did we even have anybody? We didn't have anybody in the top 10. That's crazy, bro. And in terms of coach of the year, you know what I'm saying? Robert Saleh, aka Aussie coach of the year. What can I say, bro? You know what I'm saying? I just not say I'm just the best coach. What can I say? So obviously, man, we made the playoffs with a 12-5 record. Now I won't be playing the playoff because this video will be way too long. I don't even know how long this video will be, but I'm pretty sure it will be pretty long by now. So if you watched towards this point, let me know in the comments down below if you want me to keep these Madden vids going, like the NBA x NFL crossovers and 923. I'll catch you on the next vid. The Jets really surprised me, bro. They really came back from a 3-4 record. Good shit, Jets. I'll catch y'all, man. I'm out.